The flags at half-mast in memory of Missouri Governor Mel Carnahan, who died in a small airplane crash on Monday while campaigning for a U.S. Senate seat. But now the crowd ready for football as the St. Louis Rams have won the toss, and they will receive. Todd Sauerbrunn will kick off, and Tony Horn, who returned the kickoff 101 yards for a touchdown after the Falcons did the same thing last week. First time that's ever happened in the league, and Horn in the end zone will run it out. And it's stopped at the 15-yard line by Andre O'Neal. So Kurt Warner, who is shattering all records, an incredible rating, leading the NFL with over 2,200 yards. Go down the line. He is picking up where he left off a year ago. The offensive line, and Steve Everett is at center. Andy McCullum moving over to right guard with Andy Timmerman out of action today. And Ryan Tucker hurt but playing at right tackle. Falk, Bruce, and Hort hold just a few of the weapons that the Rams have. First down on the 16-yard line. And the slant pass is incomplete, intended for Torrey Holt. Kansas City Chiefs still have their hands full defensively. John Browning playing defensive tackle with Chester McLaughlin out of action. Dwayne Clemens starting at end. Donnie Edwards, Marcus Patton, and Lou Bush are the linebackers for the Chiefs, who will have two rookies in the secondary, cornerback Pat Dennis and strong safety Greg Wesley. And they'll be tested against the Rams passing offense. 2nd and 10. Ricky Prohl is in the game. He has been inactive in the last 4 with a hamstring pull. And early on, Kurt Warner will call the timeout, eliciting more cheers from the red-clad crowd. And today, something a little different. Our first down marker will be in pink. So don't adjust your television sets. That is our way of emphasizing the NFL's Breast Cancer Awareness Day. And the color of the breast cancer awareness ribbon, pink. So our first down marker will be that color today. So following the timeout, Kurt Warner back into the huddle. This is the first game on natural grass for the Rams. And the first of 4 in a row on that surface, man.
You know, Dick, to be honest with you, I think the Rams were looking forward to playing on this surface. They practice on it every day, and they said, finally, a break from the turf.
Second down and 10. Oz Hakeem in motion wide to the left, and the pass up the middle is intercepted by James Hasty. And Hasty with the pick. And the Chiefs will get it at the 20-yard line of St. Louis.
Dick, one of the recipes to beat the Rams, and when they have lost these last 2 years, is they beat themselves. They create turnovers. Well, let's watch James Hasty, because he's looking inside, but he knows that Marshall Faulk is behind him. So he knows he has safety help. He just rolls back inside. That was a veteran play. That was about feel. He looked back inside. They played him in the zone. He had the safety behind him, so he knew where he was. And then he just rolled back in.
James Hasty, a longtime veteran, continues his distinguished career. That was the 9th interception thrown by Kurt Warner this year. And on first down, Elvis Gerback rolling out. And wide open is Derek Alexander, who's got a 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line. So the Chiefs grab the early momentum, and that was a gain of 22.
That's smart. That's very smart. They open it up just by moving things. What you're going to do with Elvis Gerback in his feet is you're going to stretch that defense. Tony Gonzalez is a major key in their pass offense, so they use that to their advantage. And they draw the coverage back underneath and open the pass right behind him.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Frank Moreau is the running back, and Moreau carries it down to the 2. The idea was Chiefs starting Kimball Anders and running back, but Moreau got the first call. So Elvis Gerback, who established season highs in defeat against the Raiders, but off to a great start this year. The offensive line, John Tate, Jeff Blackshear, Tim Grunhard, Will Shields, and Victor Riley up front. A good offensive line. Anders getting the call at running back. Alexander with Sylvester Morris, an impressive rookie, and Tony Gonzalez, the brilliant playmaker, at tight end for the Chiefs. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
It smells like play action.
And the handoff, fake, and the pass dropped. And it was Marcus Spears who checked in as a tight end, who was all alone in what would have been a touchdown, and drops the pass.
Well, there's one thing about play action, like I mentioned, and it's a tough coverage. But then the second thing, as you can see, Carter just fell down. He must have had the coverage. It just clanked it off. He looked like a lineman right there. Clanked it off his chest. A brilliant call. Everything done perfectly, except for the catch.
And that becomes a big 3rd down. Yes, it is big early for the Chiefs. And the handoff is to Frank Moreau, and the rookie running back from Louisville barges in for the touchdown.
Hey, that's interesting, Dick, because it was what Gunther Cunningham just did there. He says, okay, we're going to go with the play action. That's smart. That's smart football. We'll go with play action. We'll use coverage against them. That didn't work. All right, let me show you what I'm all about now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to punch you right in the face. And that's what he did. He just went right back and said, let me establish what our offensive line does. And it's just a power O. They take Blackshear, the guard, they pull him around and power into the end zone.
So Todd Peterson is on for the extra point, and the kick is good. And the Kansas City Chiefs taking early advantage. James Hasty's interception, and the Chiefs lead the Rams 7-0.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up!
Detroit was last night.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines coast to coast for $99 or less when you purchase tickets by October 26th and travel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
You are now free to move about the country.
Who wants chunky soup?
Mom?
Terrell, you gotta try this new chunky soup.
But Mom.
Chunky grilled steak with vegetables. With loads of lean steak. Grilled up right to get you filled up right.
Grilled steak.
Remind you of something?
The family cookouts.
Which you don't attend anymore.
I work Sundays.
Introducing Campbell's Chunky Grilled Classics.
Introducing the all-new Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
Kurt Warner anxious to get back to work after throwing the interception, and there is Moreau, the rookie from Louisville, chosen on the 4th round, giving the Chiefs a 7-0 lead. 4 plays, 25 yards, and now Sauerbrunn kicking off for the 2nd time into the end zone, and this time Tony Horn will down it for a touchback.
Now, Dick, let's keep in mind, just about a year ago, these very same Rams were undefeated. They were in an AFC city on natural grass going against a solid team with a solid defense, and they opened that game with an interception, and they ultimately were down 21 points. That team was Tennessee, who inevitably went on to play them in the Super Bowl, and it was just a fantastic game, but the recipe was in place, and that was they have to create turnovers in order to stay with this Ram team.
And Mike Martz, first year as head coach, the Rams then lost next week at Detroit, and only once more the rest of the year. Flags fly all over the place, and a penalty is called, and it will go against the Rams. Mike Carey, the referee today.
False start. Offense, number 67.
5 yards, first down. That's Andy McCollum, the right guard. Now, Pam Oliver, when she spoke with Marshall Faulk right before the game, Marshall mentioned to Pam that he wanted to get the emotion out of this game and the crowd out of this game. And, of course, they didn't do that.
And this is a tough place to win, although the Chiefs have already lost 2 games here at Arrowhead this year. First down and 15. And the handoff is to Marshall Faulk, who gets beyond the 20-yard line, where Donnie Edwards, the linebacker, making the tackle. Faulk coming off a 208-yard effort, his career-high rushing last week against Atlanta.
Dick, when playing Marshall Faulk, because he's the most complete player in the league, my opinion, he's the most valuable player in the league. But when you play him, he presents a lot of problems to you defensively. Most teams are going to play with their both safeties deep. And the challenge will be if you can run them out of that defense, because you don't get a lot of safety help in the run that way.
Second down and 10. And the screen pass, and it's Marshall Faulk. And Faulk eludes a few defenders and gets to the 26-yard line. It'll be about 4 yards short of the first down, but William Barty, the nickel back, making the tackle on Faulk.
He showed up in a bad mood, didn't he? The one thing about Marshall Faulk is, I mentioned about his being complete. A lot of players, when they play this game, they just know how to take a hit. You're going to watch the end of this, and Woods is right there. And it looks like Woods got the... Watch how he gets down upon impact. Right there. See how he just drops his level? You play against some of those people, you swear they have eyes in the back of their head.
Well, the crowd on its feet. 3rd and 4 coming up for the Rams. Ricky Prohl going in motion, and a blitz up the middle, and the pass is incomplete as Warner was going for Prohl on the outside. And it was Greg Wesley, the strong safety, who put the pressure on up the middle. So it's 4th down, and the Rams will have to punt.
Dick, a week ago, the Atlanta Falcons played them and forced them to be very patient. Mike March was patient. And that's the page that this Kansas City defense has taken. It looks to me what they're going to do is they're going to play coverage. They're going to play coverage and occasionally bring a blitz, but they want the offense to develop in front of them and then make the play.
John Baker, the punter, and Dante Hall will let the ball bounce, and it will drop into Ram territory where it is down. So the Chiefs will have good field position again, and once again, as happened last week, punishment on Kurt Warner as the Rams trail by 7.
That's the one. Perfect match. Oh, she is gonna go nuts. She's going to love this. Oh, I score.
Honey?
Hey.
Got a little surprise for you.
So do I. I actually found someone to buy this old lamp. Isn't that great? $500.
Whether you're buying or selling on eBay, use your Visa card. Visa, eBay's preferred way to pay.
First of all, I'm not denying that I used cellular. It was a very experimental time. Someone passed it to me, I put it to my ear, but I did not talk, I only listened. Even then, all I heard was static. But I have been free and clear ever since. I even chose long distance so I could reach out to young people across the nation and warn them of even casual cellular use.
The new Sprint PCS Free and Clear plan, $29.99 for 500 minutes, all with nationwide long distance.
We do not help kids one by one here. Too many of them, too few of us.
This is the profession that I have chosen as a career, which I happen to think is a noble one.
They don't want to learn. They don't want to listen.
I had a crush. Not a crush, Miss Davis. I'm in love with you. I feel so clueless as to how to do this job.
Just follow the teacher's manual. I do.
Hey, freeze!
Kidding.
You don't have any idea how powerful you are. Things you do, some of those kids are going to remember 50 years from now.
Fox is proud to present David E. Kelley's Boston Public.
They're teachers. And when a school is lucky enough to get people like that, you don't let go.
Boston Public premieres at 8/7 Central tomorrow on Fox.
And there's Gunther Cunningham, and Matt was right, a hard-nosed coach. And he believes that If you play with a lot of effort, you can do some good things. And the pass is caught by the tight end, Tony Gonzalez. And Matt, the Rams knew that Gonzalez would be the big target today and picks up 24 yards down to the 24 of the Rams with Devin Bush making the tackle. Now, the Rams defensively, they've given up a lot of points this year, although it hasn't hurt them. They're getting healthier now. Ray Agnew back in the lineup at defensive tackle. DeMarco Farr is also back, but not starting. Todd Collins returns. He's with London Fletcher and Mike Jones at linebacker. And the secondary, Dexter McCleon and Todd Light, the corners, and Keith Lyle and Devin Bush, the safeties. First down for the Chiefs, who lead 7-0. Less than 5 minutes have elapsed. And Gerbach falls down and will take the sack rather than risking a handoff and a possible fumble.
Now, on the previous play, you had Tony Gonzalez making a catch. Now, let me set the stage for you. Tony Gonzalez is as good a tight end that I've watched in this league in the last 20 years. His skills put him at the elite level. He is the Marshall Faulk of this offense. He's very versatile. He's a big man who can run. He's a mismatch with a linebacker and a safety. And he likes the ball, which makes him unique. He likes the ball up high. He's a basketball player. And he plays basketball with a uniform on.
Second down and 14. Two tight ends. Troy Drayton is in there as well. And Gerbach overthrows his intended receiver, Sylvester Morris.
And he got a little exclamation point at the end from Mike Jones, who came with a little bit of pressure. Pete Junta dialed up a little bit of a blitz. And so what you want to be able to do, the last 2 weeks, this Kansas City offense has pass protected Gerbach extremely well. He hasn't been knocked down very much. And so early, you have to be able to get into his head.
And DeMarco Farr, who has been out since week 1 with arthroscopic surgery on his knee, back in there and in the lineup now, number 75. Third down and 14. There is Farr on the 28-yard line of the Rams, and the slant is complete to Sylvester Morris. He is short of the first down, however, misses by a couple of yards as Jacoby Shepard makes the tackle, bringing up fourth down and a field goal opportunity.
Dick, I love this game. I love the X's and O's, and I love what's going on in this field, because what they're doing, they take Sylvester Morris, who's a big guy. He is a big player, and Jacoby Shepard's a smaller player. So they run everybody to the left side. They have Morris to the right, and they run that slant, and they're betting on the come that size will beat size.
A 34-yard field goal attempt by Todd Peterson. And this kick is good, and it just makes it inside the left goal post. A 34-yarder, and the Chiefs have opened up a 10-0 lead.
E-Business Solutions. Judging from the number of e-businesses going out of business, most haven't solved anything. At Dell, we design our servers, storage, and services to make it easier to get results. They help us generate $15 billion a year in e-commerce alone. Now that's what we call solutions. What about you? To find out more, visit Dell.com. Yep, it's that easy.
Dell E-Business servers use Intel Pentium 3 Xeon processors.
Also the world's fastest man, Maurice Green, sitting down there.
He could play with this Ram team, and he could admire them as Tony Horn brings it back and runs into his own man before a group of red shirts bring him down at the 34-yard line, and it was Pat Dennis after the 37-yard return. And right now, for a game break, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles. JB?
Dick and Matt, Steve Berline has enjoyed an awful lot of success against San Francisco, keeping it going right here with this little 3-yard pass to Isaac Byrd, who was cut by the Titans at 7-0 Carolina. Back to Dick and Matt.
Must have had to adjust his pads there at the end. That was a hideous thing, whatever that was. But a nice throw by Berline. He always plays well against San Francisco.
Always does. First down for the Rams on the 35-yard line. 3 wide receivers, and they hand off to Marshall Faulk. And Faulk picking up about 7 yards on first down, with William Partee making the tackle for the Chiefs.
That goes back to what I said earlier. When your safeties are sitting deep, and you're playing that kind of cover 2, which is 2 safeties deep down the field covering half of the field, each half. Well, then they don't come up in run support, so the pressure for run support goes to your corners, generally smaller guys. However, the Chiefs have 2 corners who are good physical tacklers.
And Hasty, who picked one off, setting up the first touchdown of the game. 2nd down and 4. And Marshall Faulk, this time, the Chiefs are there. And a loss on the play of a couple. Donnie Edwards coming up to make the play, bringing up 3rd down now for St. Louis. And of course, Matt, we talked about some changes in the offensive line this week.
Yeah, and that could be a problem, especially at the center spot, because what the center does inside, as you're looking at Steve Everett, is he has to be the quarterback of the offensive line. He's got to see things and then disseminate the calls immediately. And if you don't, if you have a problem and you're not picking things up, then that affects your whole protection.
3rd down and 5. This is an unusual statistic. With a big edge to the Chiefs in total yardage, but the pass complete to Isaac Bruce, and he appears to have a 1st down. So Bruce, on an underneath pattern, grabs it at the 46. Donnie Edwards on the tackle, and the Rams will move the chains.
Well, again, keep in mind, those safeties are sitting back here. They want everything to develop in front of them. And they're not going to let these receivers get down the field without being covered, especially with safety help. So they have to show, so here's 1, here's 2. They're going to let everything develop back underneath. That will require patience, again, not only from the sideline, but the quarterback.
On 1st down, play fake, pressure on Warner, and down he goes. Lou Bush with the blitz, and the Chiefs are aggressive defensively in this 1st quarter, and a loss on the play of about 7.5 yards.
Lou Bush ends up beating on the outside Orlando Pace, and they're going to bring the safety back inside. Marshall Faulk picks him up fine, but Orlando Pace lost him to the top side, which is rare. Marshall Faulk reads it, and he sees right there, boom, and he knocks him off, and that frees up Lewis Bush. That's a nice job by Jerome Woods, the blitzing safety.
So it'll be 2nd and 16. The Rams facing their largest deficit of this season, trailing by 10. And a deeper drop by Warner. The ball is tipped. And the Chiefs have it back on the interception.
This is uncanny.
Just like last year.
A year ago, the exact, I mean, almost to the team, exact same thing happened with the Tennessee Titans. They tipped the ball. They had the pick almost in the same field position.
John Browning made the interception after Dwayne Clemens got a hand on it. And yes, it is deja vu as far as the Rams are concerned. We'll be right back.
Again.
Chevy Blazer LT, the only vehicle in its class with OnStar and lots of other security features. A little security.
The crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer.
Ten to nothing in favor of the Chiefs, and picking up their 2nd interception. And here is a screen pass and an option pass, and it's caught. Sylvester Morris to Derek Alexander, and the Chiefs are unloading their bag of tricks and have a 1st and goal after the 33-yard gain.
They didn't catch anybody off guard. Keith Lyle saw it. He just couldn't get there in time. Here's the key. He has to be behind the quarterback, which he clearly is. That makes him eligible to throw. Now watch as you go down. Lyle is right there. The ball's well thrown. Everything you could do right, they did right and did it perfectly.
So the Chiefs threatening to open up a 17-0 lead, have a 1st and goal. Moreau, who scored the touchdown for the Chiefs, is tripped up by Lorenzo Styles, and 2 turnovers marking this 1st quarter.
Well, we said right at the start that the first thing you had to do is the Rams have to beat themselves. That was the first thing. And here is proof of the pudding, because right now what you're going to have is they're down 10, but they have an opportunity to push it to 17. For the Rams, they have to try to keep it to 3 here. They can get out of it with 13 points.
Kurt Warner already throwing 10 interceptions this season. And again, they go to Frank Moreau. Nothing doing there, as he's gang tackled at about the 3-yard line. And that will bring up 3rd and goal for the Kansas City Chiefs as we wind down to the 5-minute mark. There is Sylvester Morris, who was the #1 draft pick from Jackson State. And he threw a terrific pass to Alexander to set up this situation.
This is a big play right here for the Rams. Well, actually for both, obviously, because the difference of 4 points at this point in the game is a monster.
And Marcus Spears is a reported tight end. The pass intended for tight end Tony Gonzalez. Incomplete. Gerbach got hit on that play, so the Chiefs won't get a touchdown, but will have a chance to add to their lead.
And that's Grant Wistrom right at the top. And he's going to be working against John Tate, and he plays it perfectly. And really, this one isn't so much on Tate as it is on Gerbach, because Gerbach got deep, real deep, a 7-stepper, and that allowed him to be able to take the corner and stay at that level and still make the hit.
So Todd Peterson, who replaced Pete Stoyanovich as the place kicker last week, connecting on a 34-yarder earlier, and this kick is good. So the Chiefs settling for the field goal, but have added to their lead, 13-0 over the unbeaten Rams.
Briefcase.
Need new tires? Our 70,000-mile Futuras are 4 for $169. Pep Boys, one more reason cars like us, people love us.
Hey, did you get them brakes at Pep Boys?
Yeah, I did.
I appreciate it.
Now get up to $40 back on premium Rebestos brake service. Pep Boys, one more reason cars like us, people love us.
What do I want the internet to be? I want it to be like Frank here. He really knows customers. Package Frank. Put him together with the internet. Now you've got something. You know, I just want doing e-business with us to be more human.
Today, Nortel Networks is combining the power of the new high-performance internet with the tools your business needs to deliver stronger, more Frank-like e-business solutions.
Come together right now over me.
Hey, how you guys doing?
This is Tony Gonzalez, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. He supports the United Way by preparing meals at a local community center. Tony has good hands. The kitchen staff knows this.
Tony!
Heads up.
D-Bone. Sorry.
Tony Gonzalez. On the football field, he has good hands.
Chiefs stunning the Rams to a 13-0 lead with 4:33 remaining in the first quarter. Rain was forecast today, and we had some light rain earlier, but the sun broke through the clouds before kickoff. The lights are on here. Field is in outstanding shape as Todd Sauerbrunn, the former Bear, kicking off to Tony Horn, who returned from the 1. Tony Horn hemmed in, and down he goes at the 17-yard line by Larry Atkins of the Chiefs. I want to remind you the second half of our NFL Fox doubleheader. The Washington Redskins, who are 5-2 and tied for first in the NFC East with the Giants, against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have struggled big time. And the fans here in Kansas City will be able to see the Redskins-Jaguar game following this one.
That Jacksonville offensive line is really slick, and that's where the improvement for Washington has really taken over. It's been on the defensive side of the ball, particularly up front with Bruce Smith on the one side, and those two defensive tackles have been playing pretty darn well inside.
First down at the 17. Kurt Warner with the short drop, and the pass incomplete to out of the backfield to Robert Holmgren. And right now, for a game break, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Dick and Matt, great draft choices along that offensive line for the Saints, along with a healthy Ricky Williams. 12 yards to pay dirt. He's looking for his 5th 100-yard rushing day. Saints on top 7-3 in the first. Back to Dick Stockton and Matt Miller.
A lot of people want to know whether the Saints are for real. They're in second place in the division now.
Well, I know they're playing good defense, but the Ricky Williams trade from a few years ago is now helping Ricky Williams.
Second down and 10. And the penalty marker is down, and the handoff to Marshall Faulk. And this one may go against the defense.
That's Dan Williams inside. And I was about to say, they are playing their zone, Dick. But like Howie Long mentioned in our pregame show, he said with Chester McLaughlin out.
Defense, number 92, 5 yards, remains second down.
He said with Chester McLaughlin out, somebody's going to have to generate a pass rush inside. And right now, it's Dan Williams. He is really coming off the ball.
There is Chester McLaughlin, who has had problems with a shoulder injury and a burner. Four-time Pro Bowler, formerly with the Oakland Raiders.
Played with Howard. Now it's time for a big play out of this St. Louis Ram offense. At one point, I think they're just going to have to just do what they usually do.
They have two tight ends in there, and they go on the ground to Falk, and it'll be third down and short. So we have yet to see Kurt Warner unleash the attack in this first quarter with 3:40 to go. And limping off the field is Ryan Tucker, the right tackle, who had a problem with an ankle this week.
And so he'll be his place will be taken by Cameron Spikes, who's working a bunch in there this whole week. In fact, it was expected that Spikes would probably start. That offensive line is getting whipped by the defensive front, and just 4 people.
Third down and 3. 3 wide receivers for Kurt Warner, again under pressure. And he's inside the 5-yard line and flings it out of bounds. A great play by Kurt Warner. Had nowhere to go with it. Wouldn't take the sack and threw it out of bounds after big pressure by Eric Hicks.
The whole key in this game so far, the defensive front 4 are getting pressure with no blitzing, with nothing. They're just coming. Look at this off the side. Clemens got pressure inside. Hicks runs a stunt back inside. And then watch the second effort of the D-line. They just keep on coming after him. So the key for this whole thing right now is a lack of time for Warner because of the pressure that's being generated by 4 people. And that's a major key.
Remember that offensive line juggled this week. Adam Timmerman unable to play. McCullum moving from center to guard. And Steve Everett with his first start and a block kick. The punt is blocked and into the end zone for the touchdown is Mike Cloud.
Dick, these Kansas City Chiefs did their homework. Mike Cloud blew right up the middle inside. They never had a chance. They were on the punter so fast, he never had a chance.
Gracie Walker tipped the ball.
You're gonna watch it. Here it comes right up inside. There's 27 Walker and Cloud also 34, and then it's a race to the football. You can't ask for a better job than that.
What an inspired performance here in the first quarter by the Chiefs. Todd Peterson with the extra point, and the kick is good. So the Kansas City Chiefs have opened up a 20-0 lead, pulling out all the stops and a block punt touchdown late here in the first quarter.
Now, you can customize your very own official NFL replica jersey, available only from NFL Shop. Pick a team, choose a number, use your name or your favorite player. It's up to you. NFL Shop will make one in any style you want, just $59.99. So call now and order for yourself or a friend. It's apparel inspired by the game, exclusively from NFL Shop. Call now.
The Chiefs leading 20-0 over the Rams in a stunner here in the first quarter. Mike Cloud, who had been the starting running back after the block by Gracie Walker. And there you see with his head down, John Baker, the punter.
Wasn't his fault. They run him so fast. That was a nice stunt that they ran. Gracie Walker lined up wide to the left and came back inside.
And again, Todd Sauerbrunn kicking off. And again down in the end zone by Tony Horn. And this has been strictly a Kansas City show in the first quarter.
2 things come to my mind. First of all, that Tennessee game, which we've talked about. The second thing is a few years ago in San Francisco, when they came in with their high-powered offense and they just got whipped. You can see Walker came back inside. And they just went ahead with that, with the block. Now, the key to that is not Walker. He's supposed to come clean. The key is the tackle to the inside and the other defender inside, where one takes the guard and the other pushes the other outside, and that should free Walker.
Chiefs had only scored 7 points in the first quarter. total in their first 6 games, and they have 20 now. Rams starting from the 20-yard line, and they've got a little mountain to climb, and this pass thrown on the ground, intended for Falk, up the middle, and there is Ryan Tucker, who unable to play last week with an ankle injury, and he is going into the locker room. Cameron Spikes had replaced him on the last series.
The whole key, as you're going to watch this right at the bottom, see, he knows there's coverage. Now watch Jerome Woods at the end. He looked back at him like, that was mine. But the look in his eyes, he was disgusted because he had his coverage and everything was perfect. But they're taking away the down the field threat.
2nd and 10, and Warner swings it out to Falk. And Marshall Falk gets a gain of 4 yards. James Hasty making the tackle, and the Chiefs doing a good job of tackling after the Rams do make the reception.
That's what we talked about earlier, Dick, because this secondary does an outstanding job of being physical. And yes, they know they have help, but they're big kids. I shouldn't say kids. They're big men, and they will whack you. And they also are disciplined, and they're in a position now, up by 20, where you can afford to let them just methodically drive the field, and you drive on them.
Biggest deficit since the 21-0 deficit in Tennessee last year. 3rd down, and the pass is caught, and it'll be a first down. Ricky Kroll, who made the big catch against the Buccaneers in the NFC title game last year, and the Rams get a first down.
Now, Dick, there are holes in this type of defense. Mentioned earlier about the pressure that this Kansas City front is getting, and that tightens up some of the holes. But right down the middle of the field is one, and then to the outside. What you want to try to do is isolate one of those deep safeties to force them to have to make a decision. To this point, the Rams have not been able to do that.
Ryan Tucker re-spraining his injured ankle. You saw him leave the field. First down pass, and making the grab was Torrey Holt. So far all of Warner's passes have been low, but they've been caught, and a first down near midfield.
And the difference now, Dick, is this offensive line, they are protected. Now watch this cover 2. They're going to get the jam and force him outside. All he's doing is he's settling between levels. You saw Pat Dennis to the outside. That was level 1. The second level is the safety. His job is to keep everything in front. That's Woods. He got between the levels because he was well protected.
So a gain of 20 yards with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter, and Warner tries the pass incomplete to Roland Williams, his tight end. But you can see already, whatever the Rams want to say about playing on natural grass, that they don't seem to have the same zip as they do when they're playing on turf.
I know that's hard for me to say, Dick, to be honest with you, because everything is relative. And that was always the one argument that bothered me. However, that being said, we'd go into Seattle as a Raider, and we would just get waxed. And they were just faster than they looked on tape and faster than you anticipated them being. So there is probably something to that.
2nd and 10. Kurt Warner with measly numbers for him. And the pitch inside to Marshall Falk on the shovel pass. But Falk only gets to midfield, bringing up 3rd and long.
What they have done is they've got them on their heels. This is the first time that I have seen this Ram offense on their heels. They are not dictating the pace. This Kansas City defense is dictating to this Ram offense, and it's the first time that I have seen it since March took over running this offense.
Right now, they look like they're faster than the St. Louis Rams, particularly on defense. And that is the end of the first quarter with the score. The Chiefs 20 and the Rams nothing. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages.
In the new internet economy, 96% of the Fortune E50 run Oracle. Oracle. Software powers the internet.
Hey, introducing the new Insider Pizza from Pizza Hut. It's like a pizza inside a pizza. One thin crust piled with 6 cheeses, sealed with another crust and even more cheese. And all for just $9.99. The Insider Pizza from Pizza Hut. Another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Engineer Frank Taverna is the strong, silent type. He felt the GMC Jimmy should be that way, too. His team developed a full-length steel frame that isolates road vibration for a capable, comfortable ride. We can all benefit from Frank's inner strength. From professional-grade people come professional-grade SUVs. So visit your professional-grade dealer during GMC Truck Time for some new numbers you're sure to benefit from, too. Residency restrictions apply. Call for important lease details.
We're right in the middle of a crisis.
He's the mayor.
You're nothing but a vain, petty, self-centered... Why are you lying down?
I'm a murderer.
I killed him, Mike. I killed him dead.
He blames himself.
Why, just because he yelled at the old guy till he dropped dead?
Witness a touching farewell.
Slap his name on something. What about a fountain?
And the outpouring of emotion.
Our thoughts and prayers to his children.
Garfield didn't have any children.
Next, Spin City.
Then the thoughts and prayers go to the wife.
Monday at 7 on Fox Rochester.
The Mets look to even the score as the long-awaited rematch of Piazza and Clemens takes center stage. World Series Game 2 tonight on Fox.
Start of the second quarter here at Arrowhead Stadium. Dick Stockton, Matt Millen, and Pam Oliver. The Rams had scored in 31 consecutive quarters before they were blanked in the first quarter today. They did not cross midfield, but now they have a third down at 7, just shy of the midfield stripe. Kurt Warner looking for a target, and the pass is caught by Isaac Bruce, and a first down to the Chief 40-yard line. A gain of 10 with Marcus Patton, the middle linebacker, on the stop.
I think I'm going to show you the difference in the play. In fact, I won't even have to tell you. You'll notice it immediately. Look at this. Nothing. Now that's time. The difference in the play is that he had time to be able to go back and find the third, maybe the second, maybe the third, maybe the fourth option in this offense. One thing to remember with this Ram offense is everybody is a primary receiver.
So the deepest penetration for the Rams. First down on the 40 of Kansas City. And here is Marshall Faulk turning on the Jets, going outside, and he gets about 6 yards. Jerome Woods, the free safety, on the tackle there.
I think I want to show you what the Rams are doing to determine what is going on with this defense. They're going to come out and they're going to give you a look. This is look number 1. Okay, there's look number 2. If you notice, what's going on over here is nobody has moved. So what? And there's look number 3. So what's happened is they've gone through 3 looks. There's no movement. That tells the offense that they're going to sit in the zone and they're not going to move. So you already know exactly what's going to happen in coverage and where your force is coming from in the running game.
And now Kurt Warner will call the second timeout by the Rams here in the first half. We'll be right back to Arrowhead Stadium.
They're out of sync, Dick.
Introducing the new 200-horsepower Chrysler Seabrings. Sedan, convertible, and coupe. They beg to be driven.
Anyway, it's fun to look back. I appreciate all the effort that's gone into this place since we started it. Dave, I guess you'll be the old-timer around here. For now, I'm focusing on taking a few trips, improving my golf game.
It's about time!
Thanks, Larry. Well, goodbye. It's been fun.
Imagine what the Journal could do for you. The Wall Street Journal and WSJ.com.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Chrysler. We're reinventing the passion for driving. By Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. by the Wall Street Journal and WSJ.com, Adventures in Capitalism, and by Gateway. In Gateway country, people rule.
Kansas City Monarchs, one of the benchmark teams in the Negro League Hall of Fame here in Kansas City, as the Rams, after their second time out of the first half, have a 2nd and 5. Marshall Faulk is wrestled down by Dan Williams, playing hurt.
I want you to watch body language. Watch Kurt Warner here. And then I want you to watch Mike Martz right here. Pictures are worth a million words. Look at this. Hands up, shoulders slumped. They are out of sync. And they know they're out of sync. They're trying things, and they're trying to get them back into this flow. And so what they've done, I ask you an interesting question. When things go wrong, what is your base? What do you go back to? He had a hard time answering it, but for me, I can see his base is Marshall Faulk.
3rd down and 3. And Warner's pass trying to go to Isaac Bruce, who was covered by Hasty, but there's a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage.
It's Mike Carey, who's the referee.
And the call goes against St. Louis. Preliminary signal.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 98. Defense. 15 yards. Automatic.
It'll be roughing the passer against the Chiefs and a 15-yard penalty. And it was interesting that the Rams have not been happy at the kind of punishment that Kurt Warner has been taken, and has contacted the league office in that regard, saying he has been hit hard too many times.
Well, you know, and I'm all for protecting the quarterback, but I personally, you can't have it both ways, Dick, in this league. You can't send 5 guys out and not protect your quarterback and then say he gets hit too many times. You can't do that. That's an argument I had with Joe Theismann just a few years ago. And Joe Theismann was a perfect example, because Joe Gibbs kept everybody in so you wouldn't hit the quarterback. And so you can't have it both ways.
As a result of the penalty, 1st down, and here's the pitch to Marshall Faulk off the left side, and Faulk goes out of bounds and may be close to a 1st down, and he may have it. It would be 1st and goal for the Rams after the 13-yard pickup. Donnie Edwards pushed him out of bounds.
Speaking of Joe Gibbs, this offense is off the Sid Gilman tree. And in fact, Joe Gibbs' offense was off the Sid Gilman tree, and the San Diego offense is a Sid Gilman tree, and Norv Turner comes off that same tree. And so you're going to see, it's funny, because the more things change and the game evolves, it stays the same. You can always trace them back. But all those teams had a base that they went to. And the base right now, as I see it, is Marshall Faulk for this Ram team.
1st and goal at the 7. Jeff Robinson is in the game, but they swing it out to Faulk, and he is tackled immediately by Donnie Edwards. So 2nd and goal coming up, and there was a loss of 3 yards there.
There's a good player, that Donnie Edwards. Not a big guy, but he can run. He has excellent instincts. And I always believe that the best players are your smart players, and Donnie Edwards is a very, very bright guy. Not only football, but schematically he gets it, but he also knows people. And I believe those are your best players. Marshall Faulk is much the same way. Donnie Edwards' greatest asset, however, all that being said, is he can flat out run.
2nd and goal at the 9. 20-0 in favor of Kansas City. Here's Marshall Faulk. And again, the Chiefs get to him in a hurry. Marshall Faulk unable to break anything. And Dwayne Clemens, out with the hip injury and starting today, makes the stop. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Remember at the start of the game, Dick, I talked about when it was going to be as much on the sideline with the coordinators calling the game. This is a time now, watch, they're going to bring people. They're going to bring people because the field is short. And you negate the speed of the outside game. So you can take a chance inside, bringing an extra person.
Crowd gets into it. 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. And the whistle blows and the penalty marker down before the play got underway. And a false start call will go against the Rams, Dick, so a 5-yard penalty.
This is beautiful. Gunther Cunningham.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5 yards. Remains 3rd down.
Orlando Pace, the left tackle.
You know, there's a lot of things go into a game. There's a lot of nerves. There's a lot of things. And one of them is when you don't feel good, You just got to let it go in the middle of the field. The Marshall Faulk is taking a little bit of extra pressure here. And it kind of overflowed a little bit.
Hope it's not lunchtime where a lot of our viewers are watching this game.
Some people would call him Ralph Faulk.
How appetizing. 3rd and goal following the penalty. The ball is at the 13.
That stuff happens all the time.
Speak for yourself. Here's Warner. And Warner zings it, and the pass is caught at the goal line. No signal yet.
Because, Dick, it's where the ball is and not the body.
Torrey Holt.
That's a very good job by the official. And, again, good protection. Warner had the time. He's able to find him down the field. And Torrey Holt, you're going to watch it. They're going to run the combination here. Isaac Bruce goes inside, which is going to free this thing outside. See how he buys? He buys some field. He stretches the field, then comes back underneath.
And they're going for it on 4th down, trailing 20-0. The Rams with just under 10 minutes to go here in the second. And it's Marshall Faulk, and he'll score for the Rams. So the St. Louis Rams are back in business, and they really are. How explosive they are as they get into the game and trail now 20-6.
But they're in for a good one, and this is going to be an all game. This one is not. This one's going to go right to the very end. They go back again. Look at this is the St. Louis base, and that base is number 28. Because when all else goes wrong, you can count on the best player in the league.
And Pete Stoyanovich, who was signed after being dropped by the Chiefs, kicks the extra point, and it's good. So Marshall Faulk with his 7th touchdown rushing, and Gunther Cunningham's Chiefs lose their shutout.
And his snuff
as well.
One family, one team, a football team, driving down Soldier Field with,
1:13 left on the clock.
1 minute, 13 seconds left on the clock, and
no timeouts left.
No timeouts left because the coach has stupidly used them all up.
Football fans can find anything they need at Chicago's Electra Electronics, provided they have Visa. Because if you try to use American Express,
and we score!
You don't have a prayer.
Yeah!
Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
A city rips apart at the seams while the nation looks on. In Game 1, the Yankees won out in a 12-inning marathon.
Left field, base hit. Yankees win Game 1.
Now the Mets look to even the score as the long-awaited rematch of Piazza and Clemens takes center stage. Mets, Yankees, World Series Game 2 tonight on Fox. Where will you be when history is made?
USA Today calls Boston Public the Monday show to watch.
What are you doing?
Not a whole lot, sir.
Series premiere at 8, 7 Central tomorrow on Fox.
Marshall Faulk caps the longest scoring drive of the year for the Rams as far as yardage, 80, and time, 8 minutes and 13 seconds. The roughing the passer penalty was pivotal, 14 plays, and it's a 20-7 game. And Pete Stoyanovich is kicking off. Mike Cloud and Dante Hall are back, and it's Hall, the rookie from Texas A&M, on the return. And the first time today that the Chiefs, on the return of a kick, got it back 22 yards and will take a timeout.
Where do you find inspiration? What if the things you do every day could be done with tools so instinctive, using them would be like riding a bike? If technology...
Down on the ground this year, so it's 20-7, and now Kansas City going on offense, starting from the 29-yard line.
Dick, I underscored earlier when you said that about the key play. And I underscored it at the roughing the passer because every key play so far in this game has been a mistake from the other side.
Time of possession favoring the Rams after that long drive. Penalty flag down as Gerback goes back to throw on first down.
Before the snap, false start, offense, number 88, 5 yards, it remains first
Tony
down.
Gonzalez, and it'll bring up first down and 15 now for the Chiefs.
Dick, so much of football is not what you do well. It's what you don't do well. It's the mistakes of the game that beat you. There's one thing to go out there and play mistake-free and get physically beat. You can accept that. But to go out and beat yourself and throw an interception or miss blocks or have roughing the passer, those things just kill you.
First and 15, and Elvis Gerback completes the pass to Sylvester Harris, but wrestled down immediately. Not even back to the original line of scrimmage. Morris on the reception.
Sylvester Morris is a big kid, dude. I mean, he's 6'3", about 210. I watched him, just watched a bunch of tape on. In fact, I spent this morning just looking at him again just to try to get a feel for him. What he is he has an innate ability to go get the ball, but he doesn't quite yet know how to work a defender or run routes. He'll get that. That's all teachable. What isn't teachable is that ability, like I mentioned earlier, to go take the ball from someone.
And Gerback getting pressure, schemes it out to Kimball Anders. And Anders is hit immediately. Big pressure that time from Todd Collins as Ryan Tucker coming back onto the field. Fletcher and Bush making the tackle after a minimum game, bringing up 3rd and long. Third down and 9 for the Chiefs, who are trying to make it 11 straight wins against NFC opponents here at Arrowhead Stadium. Kevin Lockett, number 81, checks in at wide receiver for Kansas City. And Gerback's pass caught. It'll be a first down, and Lockett, who just came in, forward progress, will get up to the 40-yard line. Keith Lyle on the stop.
Now, if I was Pete Junta, the defensive coordinator, that would drive me crazy, because they had a bracket on. They had a bracket on Lockett. See, they had Dexter McCleon holding the outside with Lyle sitting over the top. And he just sat down right between them. And you can see they're both going to come into play. But the problem is they called the play specifically for that. And in other words, you're saying this guy's not going to beat us. And then, of course, he goes out and beats you.
So the best laid plans again. First down at the 40-yard line for the Chiefs. Play fake. And Gerback going deep. Todd Light is with the defender, and a flag goes down. Sylvester Morris and Todd Light downfield. And a penalty called against Light will give the Chiefs first down deep in Chiefs territory.
Because, Dick, Todd Light never played the ball. He never looked back at the ball. And watch, they're just going to throw this ball up, okay? Look at his head. See, had his head been turned around and you get that incidental bump, they'll leave that alone. But now I want to talk to you a little bit about Sylvester Morris and that ability to go for the ball. See, he's going to work back to that football. He just has that, whatever that thing is. He's got it.
36-yard penalty. So who would have figured that Kansas City would be the team trying to go deep more than the Rams in this first half? But here they are with a 1st and 10 on the St. Louis 13. Gerback, and he gets it off to Troy Drayton. And Drayton is dragging the defender Matt Bowen and picking up about 5 or 6 yards on the play. Drayton, who spent his first 4 years with the Rams but never played in St. Louis, went to Miami and now with the Chiefs.
Oh, and when he learns this offense and knows exactly his piece of the puzzle, when he figures all that stuff out, they're going to be that much better. This kid can catch the ball. He's a big man. And you couple him with the other tight end, Gonzalez, that's a pretty good duo.
2nd down and 6. And the pass caught, touchdown to Tony Gonzalez. 9-yard touchdown pass. And this, not quite a backbreaker this early in the game, but the Chiefs and Gunther Cunningham's team coming right back to score after the Rams got a touchdown.
Well, Tony Gonzalez, did you see where they threw the ball also? Watch Gonzalez come off the ball, but you're going to see where the ball is thrown. It's where he likes it, up high. He's a hooper. In fact, he'll underscore it with this, a dunk.
Gonzalez, the big weapon, with the touchdown catch, and Todd Peterson with the point after. And the Chiefs again lead by 20. The pass to Tony Gonzalez, his 4th. touchdown catch of the year each in the last 4 games.
Which of the following internet services offers a choice of free, premium, or broadband internet access? Not AOL, not NetZero, not the Microsoft network. It's Juno.
Come on. Come on.
Gonzalez with the 9-yard catch. Pass interference call, hurting the Rams big time. Todd Sauerbrunn to Tony Horn. Horn on the return, very dangerous, and a terrific return by Tony Horn. And he'll go out of bounds just short of midfield, tackled by the kicker, Sauerbrunn, leaving the field and slightly shaken up.
Well, let's see the anatomy of a touchdown on that last one, Dick. They're going to go with combination coverage back here. These two are here. He's locked up here. And on the backside, they're going to lock these guys up with the linebackers. And the tight end, watch this, nobody touches him. They let him run clean right down inside. And if you are trying to cover him from the inside out with that linebacker, that's a tough coverage. I think somebody just dropped the coverage inside because that's too hard to put him in that position.
After the 34-yard kickoff return, Warner, nowhere to go, is sacked. Jerome Woods on a safety blitz, and that is the second time the Chiefs have gotten to Warner to dump him right there.
That's a good call by Kurt Schottenheimer, the defensive coordinator, and they caught them perfectly because you're going to watch the play action this way. His back is turned, so he can't see him. Even if he got a pre-snap read where he was, he started late. Well done by Woods, well done by Schottenheimer on the sideline.
An 8-yard loss sets the Rams back to their own 40-yard line. A stunner so far here at Arrowhead. And the Ram offense, nothing like it's been. Warner drills it, and it's caught in stride by Isaac Bruce. Bruce inside the 30, and finally ridden out of bounds by William Barty, and the Rams back in business after their big play.
You were saying nothing like they've been, huh? And there it was perfectly again. The whole thing starts up front. They're well protected. And because of the protection, Isaac Bruce can find his hole in the zone. Now I want you to watch Barty at the end. He stops, redirects, look at the angle. Really nicely done by Barty. It's a good play. Because what he did was he took the touchdown away. And had Bruce been able to turn that corner, the official has his hands in the air.
So Bruce already with 56 yards. That was a 34-yard reception, and here is Kurt Warner. Warner going into the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown. Torrey Holt makes the grab with James Hasty in his face, and the Rams come back quickly, and now it's become a scoring carnival, an 18-yard throw.
That was vintage Rams, and that is the emergence of Torrey Holt, because watch the strength of his hands. Hasty plays it perfectly. He is no slouch. He just goes up and takes the ball away. Very well done.
So Hasty, who had an interception earlier, did what he could to defend Torrey Holt. But the Rams get another score, and Pete Stoyanovich with the extra point. It's good, and it is now 27-28 to 13.
Dick, as you look at this throw, keep in mind the protection again was there, and Holt, you just look at his emergence.
13-point lead now for the Chiefs.
2 weeks from tonight, the best is back. The best night of television explodes in your living room. Fox season premieres Sunday with Futurama, King of the Hill, and The Simpsons starring The Who.
How you doing out there? It's a little chilly. Ow.
With Malcolm in the Middle.
You know how special you are, do you?
Plus, the search for Mulder begins on The X-Files. Fox season premiere Sunday at 7, 6 Central, 2 weeks from tonight.
27-14, and good protection for Kurt Warner here.
Oh, very well done. Watch Newton on the outside. He's helping inside. Now he feels it, so he comes to the backside. Again, because he had time to see the field, he can make this throw. The difference in the play, the difference was the play at the end, because Hasty, there was time, Hasty waited for the ball, and Torrey Holt didn't. He attacked the ball.
41-yard pass and run to Isaac Bruce set it all up for the Rams.
Dick, I'd love to be on the sidelines of each respective team because this is where real character shows.
Kickoff. And it's a short one. Mike Cloud. And Cloud on the return is tackled at the 26-yard line. So the Kansas City Chiefs, helped by turnovers by the Rams, have scored in their first 4 possessions. 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals.
This one was an interception. This was a short punt. This was an interception. And of course they started it right there and got in with another touchdown. So it's been a game of mistakes. Because conversely, on the other side, the Rams have been helped by Chief mistakes.
Here is Gerbach's first pass, and it's dropped on this series. Tony Gonzalez, who caught the touchdown pass moments ago, couldn't hold on, bringing up 2nd and 10.
I mentioned earlier that Tony Gonzalez is the best tight end talent that I've watched in the last 20 years, and there have been some prolific pass catchers. Shannon Sharp comes to mind, Ben Coates comes to mind, Todd Christensen, Kellen Winslow. There's a bunch of guys who have had a lot of catches. He could stand above them all, but the one thing that he's got to be is he's got to be consistent. He'll block you. That's rare in this league for a tight end. Most of them just try to hold you. He can do it all, but he's got to consistently do it all, and when he does, you'll have a fantastic player.
Arguably the top tight end in the National Football League as the Chiefs call a timeout. It is their first timeout of the first half with 5:01 remaining. Well, game 2 tonight on Fox. The World Series and a thriller last night, and if tonight and the rest of the series anything like game 1, we're in for a true classic. And the pitching matchups tonight for the Mets, it'll be left-hander Mike Hampton, Roger Clemens, who threw a 1-hitter in game 4 of the American League Championship Series. Hampton very effective in the NLCS himself, as the Yankees winning in 12 innings last night to take a 1-0 lead in the Subway Series.
I think I watched Joe Buck and Renly and McCarver, and I stayed all the way up to the end of that sucker because I just couldn't help it. It just was a compelling game, and again, that was a game of mistakes. The same thing.
That base running mistakes hurt him early. 2nd down and 10. On the run, Gerbach, and the pass incomplete, knocked away at the sideline. Tony Gonzalez again, the intended receiver, and Todd Light broke it up.
That was well done, and I like what Jimmy Ray is doing with his offense. He's moving it around and changing it up, but then conversely, defensively, you have to adjust. That time, Rich Cody did a great job, and it'll go unseen, but he had Tony Gonzalez running all the way across, as you look right there. That's Jimmy Ray, the offensive coordinator, Kurt Schottenheimer, the defensive coordinator.
So the Chiefs spread out their offense. 3rd and 10 on the 27. They're back, and a very fine catch by Kevin Lockett. And Lockett short of the first down, however, by less than 2 yards. Dre Bly making the tackle. Good coverage and a good catch all the way around, but only 9 yards on the play, and the Chiefs will have to kick.
See what they did, Dick? They jumped up in the front and they showed pressure, and so automatically you'll go to that kind of to a pressure route, and so you'll come back underneath on the slant. They drop out of there, they give him coverage, and then the ball comes out because he's anticipating the blitz, and you use your own scheme against him.
Todd Sauerbrunn. Good kick. Back is Azahir Hakeem inside the 15-yard line, and Hakeem gets to the 20, so good coverage that time by the Chiefs after a good kick. 4:02 remain in the first half as the Chiefs open up a 20-0 lead in the first quarter. Rams have come back but trail 27-14.
Dick, I was talking at Dre Bly had himself a fantastic play on that last one, just in coverage. I was talking to him before the game because he's an instinct player. He does things you can't teach. And he said, Matt, do me a favor, tell Howie my name is not that hard. It's only 6 letters. It's Dre Bly, not Dry Play.
At least Howie's talking about it.
Last week in the pregame, Howie got a little tongue-tied, and the guys just laughed about it. First down at the 20-yard line for the Rams.
They're a lot more in sync than they were earlier, but now we have penalty markers down. So let's see whether the problems with the offensive line come into play again.
Before the snap, false start, offense, number 73.
And Cameron Spikes, who went into play for the injured Ryan Tucker, false start on him.
It's not an easy task that Cameron Spikes has drawn, because Hicks, the defensive end, number 98, Eric Hicks, he's a pretty good player, and he's gotten himself to be even a better player, and he'll become better as he learns how to attack a half man in his pass protections.
See how well the Rams have improved their last 2 plays. And the pitch going to Marshall Faulk, and he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. And it was Eric Hicks, the guy you were just talking about, who made the running play after leading the team in sacks with 7 coming in.
And there's one thing, you know, people talk about defensive ends, and all they do, and it drives me nuts, they talk about sacks. Who cares? And that's part of it. But the bigger part is the run game as well. Hicks played it perfectly. He did everything right. He held the outside, he used his hands, got separation, came down the line, made the play.
2nd and 19. Rams back on their 12. And here is Kurt Warner, who's hit as he lets go of it, and it's out of bounds, incomplete. Jerome Woods was the closest to the ball. Well, good coverage, and again, Warner gets hit.
Well, he's not getting as many hits this week as he did a week ago. Last week, he just got waffled. Now, he is a tough guy. As you see him holding his hands, he is one tough sucker. People forget that about him. And he will invite the blitz because he believes they have an advantage with a hot receiver. I spoke with him Tuesday. He was in Washington taping a show. And he was beat up on Tuesday.
It took him a few days to recover from last week. And Warner going deep. He has Torrey Holt with double coverage, and it's knocked down. Good coverage that time as Greg Wesley, the rookie strong safety, and Jerome Woods on the play, bringing up 4th down.
That's what safeties are supposed to do. They are supposed to patrol deep. This is what we were talking about earlier, what they are not going to allow you to do. See how they tried to run right through him? Well, Wesley's right there. Woods is right there. They tried to take their shot, which is good. But the safeties did their job. They held their discipline. And they just kept the coverage down the field.
So now John Baker has to kick from the end zone. And Dante Hall at midfield giving ground. And down he goes. So Hall ends up giving up 5 yards on the play. And Tony Horn with good hustle downfield. A good field position for the Chiefs. Sanyo is proud to be part of Fox's National Football League coverage of today's game. And a look from the light ship down here at the Truman Complex, Hoffman Stadium, where the Royals play baseball, and of course Arrowhead Stadium, one of the great arenas in the National Football League for so many years.
Way ahead of its time. And a tremendous complex. Lamar Hunt had the vision 30 years ago.
From the 46, 1st down. Gerbach stepping up, completes the pass to Morris. And inside the 25-yard line, Light makes the tackle, and a gain of 29 yards for the Chiefs.
Well, you can see they're taking a rookie and they're putting him on a Pro Bowl corner who's not playing at a Pro Bowl level right now. And what they're doing is they're taking advantage of this. See, they're taking advantage of that cushion and a big body. The ball was underthrown. He had the position of keeping that of Todd Light on his top side. Ball's thrown back underneath. That's really well done.
So 1st and 10 at the 24. The Chiefs threaten. And here is Gerbach in traffic looking for a receiver, and the receiver falls down on his own accord. The pass thrown out of bounds, intended for Kimball Anders. So Kurt Warner, who's holding on, as Matt pointed out, his left hand on that last series, and talking to Mike Martz, he said, if you had to lose one player, who would be the guy you could least lose? He said Marshall Faulk. He has a lot of confidence in Trent Green, who backs up Kurt Warner.
And that's not a slap at Kurt Warner. That's just to say that they have depth at that particular position. And Marshall Faulk, with all the roles that he fills, there's no one else who could fulfill that role.
2:14 remaining in the first half. Second down, and Tony Richardson with his first carry of the game, and gets a couple as we'll wind down to the 2-minute warning in what has been more than an eyebrow raiser in this first half in Kansas City. The Chiefs taking a 20-0 lead it 27-14.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Goodyear. Serious technology, freedom from worry.
Does peace of mind have a name? Can confidence and trust be summed up in one word? Can innovation really mean security? In 90 manufacturing centers in 27 countries, Goodyear scientists and engineers are working every day to answer those questions and to ensure that your family is riding on the safest, most durable tires we can make. Peace of mind does have a name. It's Goodyear.
It's too hot to move. Whoa, look at her. Hello, kitty. I think I'm in love. I'm going in. I've been waiting for you all my life. Will you marry me?
You're really sweeping me off my feet. Welcome to paradise, boys.
Coors Light, frost brewed at the edge of freezing.
Man or sheep?
Anxious, doubtful, not how you should feel with a new computer. At Gateway, we think you should feel good, and you should stay that way. Call 1-800-GATEWAY, and for less than $23 a month, get a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor, a Year of America Online, preloaded software, basic 24/7 tech support, even free technology clinics. See, in Gateway Country, people rule.
Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris will have scores and highlights from around the league, and our Fox Sports sticker will have up to the second stats. That's all coming up on the Visa Halftime Report. The report on Kurt Warner, a jammed finger on his left hand, not a big problem. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. It'll be 3rd and 10 at the 24-yard line, and the slant thrown behind Derek Alexander, and so 4th down coming up.
You said it right, and that was on Gerbach. He can be yelling and talking about those Bulls all he wants, but the bottom line is that that throw was thrown behind. Now, that being said, Alexander plays in the National Football League, and at this level, that's got to be caught. That ball has got to be caught. It was thrown behind, and he can be upset. The ball should have been thrown better, but Alex, you got to make that catch.
Todd Peterson will attempt a 41-yard field goal. Drills it, and the kick is no good. Off to the left, he hooked it. So Peterson, the former Seahawk kicker, upset with himself. There is the man he replaced, Pete Stoyanovich, who was signed, and a good kicker on grass. And the score remains 27-14, Kansas City.
That right there, that could be a good thing for this Ram offense. They need to capitalize right here and get themselves 6 points before going in at half.
Chiefs missing a big opportunity after that long pass down to Morris.
That's 2 now, Dick.
Right? You can't,
remember yesterday, Gunther Cunningham said we're going to have 5 opportunities on offense to make a play. We have to make 3 of them. Well, they already blew 2 of them. The field goal down here instead of getting 7, and the field goal there where they get 0.
From the 32-yard line, 1st down, and the quick to Hakeem. Hakeem with a couple of hurdles and gets into Kansas City territory, and a 1st down after a pickup of 22. Dan Williams downfield to make the tackle.
It's a heck of an effort by Williams. This is the Chicago Bears. That's all this is. You're going to watch this. Watch the lineman come screaming out. Hakeem gets it on that screen, and the thing is to run back underneath. And then with his speed, if you give him a crack, he could be history. Watch Williams. It's a fantastic effort by Williams.
1st down from the 47, and there's a catch and a flag. Torrey Holt made the catch, and a flag goes down as well as the Rams penetrate to the 25 of the Chiefs. Jerome Woods making the tackle, and we'll hear it from Mike Carey, the referee.
Pat Dennis, the rookie, I think he was interfering on the outside with Ricky Kroll. There's the forgotten man in that Ram
Illegal
offense.
contact. Defense, number 41. 5 yards, automatic.
That Ricky
First
Prohl.
down.
And Ricky Prohl's been hurt, but he may have the best hands of all of them out there. He's not quite as fast, but he's not slow. And he's a smart guy who can read coverages very, very well. And he almost tore his hamstring right off the bone, right under his rear end. It was very, very painful, and they kind of misdiagnosed it, but he's back.
Adding to an already incredible force on offense. Rams, first down on the 25 of the Chiefs. They still have 1 timeout remaining. And here's Warner, and he goes underneath to Marshall Faulk. And Faulk is tackled at about the 10-yard line by Greg Wesley, but the Rams, and a player is down, and it's going to be Tom Newton, the left guard, shaken up back at the 35-yard line, dampening the Rams' first down situation.
And who takes his place? Adam Timmerman. Adam Timmerman, I watched in the pregame, and believe me, he's playing right now on pure guts because his knee's banged up and his ankle's not good. And he's out there because, you know, this is what the game's about. You know, you hear all these things about high-priced guys and playing for them. Adam Timmerman's not out there for that. Adam Timmerman's playing because he loves the game.
So an injury in the last 2 minutes of a first half or at the end of the game will go against the Rams. So in essence, they have lost their last timeout. It'll be first and goal when we come back with 48 seconds remaining in the first half. And
let's watch Adam Timmerman. This is what I was watching prior to the game. And he's working with Ryan Tucker. Both these guys are banged up. Adam Timmerman's on this side. He'd be 62. Tucker's on the other side. He'd be 50. All they're trying to do is just test their respective injuries. You can see like 8 pounds of tape on that ankle. You see the knee brace here. And he also has himself a bad ankle.
Well, they don't have anyone else backing up on the offensive line. John St. Clair, Pete Swanson inactive today. Cameron Spikes went into play for Ryan Tucker. 4 touchdowns and a field goal in the 2-minute offense this year in 5 tries for the Rams. First and goal at the 6, and the pass thrown underneath. It's caught by Hakeem, but the tackle immediately by James Hasty.
And there's a flag, which of course will stop the clock, and this will go against the Rams because I believe they were in motion.
Before the snap, false start, offense, number 62. Please put 48 seconds on the game clock.
And it was Adam Timmerman who came into the game, so these guys have to adjust together in a unit that takes usually a week to do so.
Yeah, and he's been a part of this, but there's one thing is standing on the sideline saying, boy, I'm ready. I feel, you know, I could use a hot dog right about. Oh, I'm in? Okay, I remember when I was playing for the Raiders, and Art Shell is at the end of his career, and a Hall of Fame great player. And Art Shell was on the sideline, and Bruce Davis was the guy who had taken over his start. And he was starting and standing on the sideline, and he ate some hot dogs at halftime. And all of a sudden, Bruce Davis got hurt, and he hiked his pants up, looked at me, and with a burp said, I guess I have to play. And that's what happened.
Modern day Babe Ruth, he used to eat about 6 hot dogs, we understand, in his day. 48 seconds to go. No timeouts left for the Rams. First and goal.
Gunther Cunningham likes to bring pressure, and he is.
From the 11-yard line, and it's Marshall Faulk, but riding him is Jerome Woods.
Good job by Woods. Nice coverage. You see Marshall? He'll have an answer for your question, or he'll have a retort for yours. Watch him on the outside. First thing Woods does, takes away the inside. Now use your speed and drive it to the outside. Very well done.
And he did not get out of bounds, so the clock continues to run. It's second and goal. Fumble, and the Chiefs have it. And it's Donnie Edwards who picks up the loose ball, and the Chiefs get it back.
Boy, what a play by Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk saw it and turned immediately and went into transition. And he went from receiver to defender because Spikes was the only guy there. And there's no way he'd have been able to catch Donnie Edwards. So Faulk was the guy who had the only shot.
What a great awareness he has, but on the snap they couldn't handle it, and the fumble. Here is 28.
You're gonna watch him. See, now he sees the ball. He's gonna get on his horse right away because he knows the only guy Spikes is there. If he gets away from that, Dick, again, that's 6 quick.
16 seconds to go, and they're going to run out the clock. So the third turnover of the first half committed by the St. Louis Rams. The Chiefs scored on the first 2 and get the ball back here.
But, Dick, something very important has happened here at the end of the half. They woke up. The Ram offense is now alive, and so this second half is going to be a humdinger.
And the first time the Rams have had a deficit since the Tennessee game a year ago. We'll be right back.
If you thought being a student was hard,
He's trying to send Dana Poole home because she's not wearing a bra.
try being a teacher.
It's obscene.
You just have a problem with the female body.
Young lady, the female body.
Harvey.
Look at those breasts.
Harvey. Looking, you perv.
See why USA Today calls Boston Public the Monday show to watch. From the creator of Ally McBeal and The Practice, Boston Public premieres tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox. Robert Downey Jr.
With its surprising combination of best-in-class seating capacity and best-in-class cargo capacity, it's pretty obvious. Dodge Dakota Quad Cab has an amazing capacity to please. To find out what makes it so different, just fill her up. Now get $2,000 cash allowance on 2000 model year Dodge Dakotas.
Rick Lazio. In Congress, he voted for the largest federal investment in public education in history.
I think 95% of federal education money should go right here to the classroom instead of being wasted on bureaucrats. Let's put our kids first. And I support testing teachers every 5 years with lots of training and support. With 2 daughters in New York public schools, I care about education as a parent. In the Senate, you can count on me to vote like one.
Rick Lazio.
In independent testing by AMCI against the leading minivans, the new Chrysler Town & Country was judged the best minivan ever. Introducing the next generation Chrysler Town & Country, redesigned and re-engineered. In fact, it's the best ever. For more information, call 1-877-PROVE-IT.
I see a little silhouette of a kind. Mountain Dew, time to do the slam dunk go. Citrus taste and quenching, very, very exciting me. Fantastico, 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 Figaro. Here we go.
Late night laughs and adventure. The Simpsons, Spin City, and Voyager on Fox Rochester.
Halftime here at Arrowhead Stadium, and a big surprise. The Chiefs lead the Rams 27-14, and when we come back, we'll send you to our studios in Los Angeles for all the scores and highlights when we return.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. A city rips apart at the seams while the nation looks on. In Game 1, the Yankees won out in a 12-inning marathon.
Base hit. Yankees win Game 1.
Now, the Mets look to even the score as the long-awaited rematch of Piazza and Clemens takes center stage. Yankees, World Series Game 2 tonight on Fox. Where will you be when history is made?
2 weeks from tonight, the best is back. The best night of television explodes in your living room. Fox season premieres Sunday with Futurama, King of the Hill, and The Simpsons starring The Who.
How you doing out there? It's a little chilly. Ow.
With Malcolm in the Middle.
You know how special you are, do you?
Plus, the search for Mulder begins on The X-Files. Fox season premiere Sunday at 7/6 Central 2 weeks from tonight.
Access NFL.com.
Monday is film day.
Access NFL Films highlights.
Tuesday is a day off. I love the shop.
Access NFL Shop.
Wednesdays, we get the scouting reports.
Access player profiles and stats.
Thursdays, we're talking about the upcoming game.
Access player chats.
Friday, final roster, final preparation.
Access fantasy football.
Weekend hits, showtime.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
And welcome to the Visa Halftime. Those of you watching St. Louis and Kansas City 18-3 at home against the NFC. Right now leading by 13 over the Rams. That at the half.
Ricky Williams. That's Ricky Williams showing you how to get it done. Here's his 28th reception on the year. A little screen pass, takes it out, goes to the right, picks up some blocking, sets up this next score. Watch this. How you love it, don't you? Power football out of the eye between the tackles. Little Rope kicks his man out, 12-yard touchdown run. Saints looking awfully good. 7-3 at this point. Chandler says, not going to last, boys. Blitz me, you get burned. Two guys, a linebacker, safety can't stay up with Tim Dwight. 52-yard reception, touchdown, 13-7. My Saints getting beat at the half.
Falcons with Jamal Anderson, 62 yards rushing.
Here's a guy I've really learned to respect. Didn't like him early. I like him now. Garcia out of the pocket. Fires. Terrell Owens, sideline. 32-yard reception. Score. 9th touchdown on the year. 7-6. Carolina over the 49ers. Play action again. I hate play action, especially if you throw over the middle. And behind a receiver wide open.
How you like
Mike Minner is there. He picks it off 30 yards later. It's a touchdown. Oh, God. 24-13.
I like him a lot now.
Panthers George Seifert 3-0 against his old squad. Cardinals and Cowboys. Cowboys looking for their first win at home this season. Blanking the Cardinals 27-0 that at the half. Eagles, McNabb looking impressive. Cade McNown knocked out of the first half with a separated shoulder. Eagles on top, 10-0 in that contest. Bills and Vikings. Bills running game, 86 yards on the ground in the first half. Flutie at the helm, 10-6 over the Vikings, that in the third. Patriots own the Colts at home, trying to do it in Indianapolis, up by 6. That game in the third period of play. Ravens hadn't given up a touchdown in 13.5 quarters, but they gave up one to the Titans here. Titans on top by 1 in the third as well. And the Broncos and Bengals, and Chris, you call that a what?
That's a win right there, babe.
All right.
Put that one in the books.
Why don't we talk first half St. Louis, Kansas City?
Gunther Cunningham. It is now Air Gunther there. They used to try and run the football all the time. Now they're throwing the football around. God bless them, but Gunther, listen to me. I know you're watching us here at halftime. Don't stop doing it. The temptation now is going to be to go back to your old ways, try to run the clock, try and run the football. Don't do it. You can match it with this Rams offense, but you got to keep putting it up.
And the thing that Gunther Cunningham kept referring to when I talked to him this week in regard to playing the St. Louis Rams is getting after Kurt Warner. Getting people in his face, hitting him, getting him on the ground. They've accomplished that. St. Louis's offensive line right now, in particular right side, is in shambles right now. So it'll be interesting to see whether Gunther keeps bringing the pressure. You're talking about offensive pressure. How about the defensive pressure?
In 3 games last year on grass, the St. Louis Rams averaged 26 points. That is still a bunch. Second half,
I'll take 26.
Kansas City coming up as a Visa halftime.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Watch for the signs of great comedy. Slippery when wet.
You need to take a soak. I'm not taking a soak in that human bacteria frap you got going there.
Children at play.
You threw a banana peel at a monkey? Well, he started it.
Blind curve.
Would you rather date the blind or the deaf?
The blind. Good-looking blind woman doesn't really know that you're not good enough for her.
I think she figured it out soon.
The signs of comedy. 6 days a week on Seinfeld.
Weeknights at 7:30 on Fox Rochester.
Hi there. I hope you're going to spend that money wisely.
What?
Put it toward this.
$1,650 in combined savings on the last of the 2004 runners. Your Toyota dealers are giving you $750 in factory-to-dealer incentives and $900 in extra value packages on the SUV voted best overall value in its class. The 4Runner at your Toyota dealer. And I was just going to buy shoes.
You and Toyota, much better fit.
Can you name 3 things that Hillary Clinton has done for New York?
That's a tough one. I can't think of anything.
No.
Hillary Clinton?
Nope. Sorry.
Hillary has done nothing for New York.
Nothing. Zero.
Nothing, nothing, and nothing.
No, we're not doing too well here.
No, I don't. There's nothing.
I cannot name 3 things.
2 things. Frankly, I can't think of one.
Not even one.
One thing.
Nothing.
I don't know of anything she's done for New York.
I can't think of anything that she's done for us.
It has a flat rear floor, so there's more room for your legs, which may or may not be a good thing.
Joey, cut it out!
Introducing the all-new Civic from Honda. Amazing, but true.
Sports with John DeTulio on the 10 o'clock news on Fox Rochester.
There's nothing like the look of the survivor. You look into their eyes, you can't help but be overwhelmed.
These people are the true warriors. I mean, they're out there struggling with life and death.
But yet, if we can come out there and just give a helping hand and let me add an extra year or so.
If I can do that, then this whole trip is worthwhile.
Log on to NFL.com on Tuesday, October 24th and click NFL for Her. The NFL will donate $5 for every page view up to $50,000 to the Komen Foundation. Log on to make a difference.
Getting ready for the start of the third quarter with the Kansas City Chiefs leading the undefeated St. Louis Rams 27-14. All season long, Matt, everyone is looking for that secret formula that could curtail that offense and get enough points, although the defense hasn't played well for the Rams and finally beat them.
I think the biggest thing that's happened today, though, is the Rams have beat themselves. That's number one, because they have had the turnovers that has resulted in points. But look beyond that a little bit. There's some other things going on. I think the biggest thing is defensively for the Chiefs, they've taken a page from Atlanta of a week ago. More than that, they've taken the page from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of last year, where they play that soft cover 2, they keep everything in front of them, and then they do an excellent job of coming up and making tackles.
And of course, interesting what Chris Collinsworth said, which is key, because last week with a 10-point lead against the Raiders, the Chiefs went into a shell, and he pointed out they can ill afford to do it the same way against this Ram team. And right now, let's go down to Pam Oliver, who's with Ram receiver Torrey Holt. Pam?
All right, Torrey, this offense in a little uncharted waters here. Tell me what they're doing defensively, if anything, to get you guys out of sync.
Well, they're not doing anything that we hadn't seen. We're just not executing quite as well as we usually do. I think we got to correct it right here second half, and I think we can come out and get this win.
How do you stay patient with the way these guys are playing you defensively, playing you deep?
We just got to stay patient and stay within our scheme. That's the way we go about it. We knew they was going to bring pressure on us. You know, watching film on them during the week, we got a couple offensive linemen down. So we just got to continue to stay patient and stay within our offense and come back out and play the Rams type of football.
All right, Torrey, thanks a lot. Appreciate you stopping by. Meantime, Gunther Cunningham told me he's very pleased with the way his team has played in all 3 phases of the game. He says they're playing to his personality, and that's being aggressive. I asked him, what about the second half? He said, you can bet we're going to keep coming after him. Dick, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Pam. And as Matt mentioned, the mistakes into points, 3 turnovers into 10 points, and that really is the story of that lead for the Chiefs.
Yeah, there's no question. Now, let's not forget that the Rams did make some mistakes, but the Chiefs also hurt themselves. Remember the roughing the passer call kept things going and resulted in 6 points. They kept the drive going on 3rd down. And then I think Torrey Holt, as he was talking to Pam Oliver, said something very interesting, because he basically echoed what Howie Long said at halftime, and it's a good point. And that is they're beat up on the left side. And so bring pressure from that left side, and that could put pressure on the quarterback. And as we're looking at Mike Martz, it may be Trent Green, because we don't see Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner has not come out, to the best of our knowledge, and Trent Green with the helmet on. And there is the tunnel where the Rams come out, and we have not seen Kurt Warner. Remember, he injured the left hand on a sack.
Saw Pam there at the end, though, Dick. Pam is going to find out. She was in sprint mode up that tunnel.
And she can sprint.
Yes, she can.
So Trent Green, and remember, the Rams acquired him to turn them around and got hurt in preseason, giving Kurt Warner the opportunity. And again, Mike Martz said, I have every bit of confidence that if we had Green at quarterback with what we have with that offensive attack, we would not miss a beat. That's what Mike Martz said. Here comes Kurt Warner out of the runway as Pete Stoyanovich kicks off to start the second half. Dante Hall returning for Kansas City. Hall wending his way upfield, and he gets to the 35. Let's check in with